Welcome. Today we're going to do a few things using a chair for support to relieve tension and achiness in the back. So go ahead and stand up and get a chair, a nice sturdy kitchen chair or dining room chair, and have the seat of the chair facing you. And as you're getting set up, I want to remind you to always work within your level of comfort and maintain an even breath as you go. So once you get your chair in place with the seat facing you, we'll move a little bit to warm the back up. So step the feet a little bit wider than your hip width apart. Bring your hands to your hips and just move your hips or tip your hips from side to side. Now we'll be working on some classic poses, but using the chair as a variation for these poses. And then bring your hips back to the center. Now turn to face the seat of your chair and align your feet in your hip width apart alignment. So Tadasana alignment, feet hip width apart parallel. Soften your knees. Stand nice and tall and find a focal point in front of you to look at. And be about maybe 2 feet away or 1.5 feet away from the seat of the chair. And as you inhale, reach your arms out to the side and up. And then exhale, bend your knees and reach down, placing your hands on the seat of the chair. And then keeping the knees bent, put your weight back in your legs. Inhale, reach out to the side and up. So we're working in and out of a forward bend. And this is as far as we're going to go in our forward bend. Make sure the knees are bent. Move with your breath. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. So we don't want to aim to get a deep stretch in the backs of the legs. We're aiming to move the torso up and down, get some circulation into the muscles along the spine, and help relieve the load that the low back may be carrying. Just a bit of support from the chair, a bend in the knees is enough to help the low back relax. Now the next time you get your hands to the seat of your chair, stay there, make sure the knees are bent. You can have your fingertips pointing to the back of the chair or turn your hands so you're holding the seat of the chair. Whatever you want to do is fine. And then from here, walk your feet back just a little bit so your feet are under your hips. And we'll be moving in and out of cat-cow, but don't move yet. We're going to coordinate this movement with the breath. So take your time to anchor yourself in your starting position. Keep your head nice and neutral, head, neck, and trunk aligned. And then take a moment to connect to your breath. Breathe evenly, feel your abdomen moving as you breathe. And the next time you exhale, contract to round your spine. Now bend your knees a little bit more to help the spine round, help the tailbone tuck. And then inhale, release, and arch your spine. Get a bit of movement from the crown of the head to the base of the spine. It doesn't have to be a big movement. Do make sure the knees stay bent, so you're not creating any pressure in the back or backs of the legs. You're just getting the spine to move in a way that feels good to you. And then come back to neutral and step forward. Bring your feet closer to the seat of the chair and putting your weight into your legs, stand up. And then step away from the chair and shake your arms and legs out. Just relax. And now we'll be moving the chair so we can use the back of the chair for another variation. So turn your chair around or walk around it if you do have the space on the other side, but do make sure you have a bit of space behind you in which to work. Stand with your hands, both hands on the back of the chair, nice height to it, and then make sure your feet are about hip width apart parallel, again with the knees a bit soft. So we're going to work in and out of a variation of like a child's pose variation or downward dog variation. We're not going to be static in this. We're going to do a moving, more dynamic movement to relieve the back. So we're not going to be holding, okay? So from here, we're going to walk the feet back to the degree that your arms are comfortable being extended. And then hinge forward to send the tailbone back. And then lift up and walk back towards your chair. And we're just going to keep moving, okay? So you're just going to walk back, extending the arms, sending the hips back. Soften the knees, lifting up, walking towards the chair. A few repetitions, and it's whatever you can do, at whatever degree you can fold forward, make sure the knees are bent. Okay, sending the tailbone back. Make sure that when you do hinge forward, your head doesn't hang down towards the floor. Keep the neck long, head neutral, and move gently. So this is a bit of a strengthening and a bit of a stretch. We want to get the knees to bend to send the tailbone back and extend the spine, but the lift and the lowering using the chair for support will bring a bit of load in the back. So do what you can, and if you do need to stop before I say stop, then go ahead and take a break. And then that'll be our last one. So once you're back to your chair, stay there and just shake it out a little bit. And then we're going to turn the chair so we can sit down and use the chair in a seated position. So first, we'll stand in front of the seat of the chair, and we're just going to sit down slowly. So you can cross your arms over your chest, bend your knees, and slowly sit down. And then once you're seated, slide all the way back on the seat of the chair, and then lean back and reach your arms up and reach your feet forward, and then move your hands and feet around in circles. Good, and then release down. And stay back on the seat of your chair and place your hands on your lap. Lean back and just pick your feet up and move your legs, swing your legs in an alternating fashion, a bilateral stimulation on the nervous system, relaxing the legs from some of that standing work. All right, and then slide forward, come to the front edge of your chair, and we'll do a seated movement through the spine. So we're going to sit tall with the feet about hip-width apart, parallel, knees over the ankles. Place your hands on your thighs, but slide the heels of the hands, the bases of the hands, right up against the crease of the hips. And then from here, as you exhale, reach your hands forward, round your spine. Tuck your chin, tuck your tailbone. Inhale, slide your hands back towards your hips. Lift your head, lift up through the spine and look up to where the wall in front of you meets the ceiling. So this is a seated cat-cow. We have done this in other videos. So just take your time moving through the spine. Exhale, contracting, inhaling, lifting. We'll try it one more time. And then sit back up. And we'll work through a very gentle seated twist. I'm going to turn my chair so you can see where I am on the seat of the chair. Okay, that should do it. All right, so I'm sitting forward on the seat of the chair. And then you anchor your feet so your feet are forward and the knees are over the ankles. Now find a focal point in front of you to look at and bring your right hand behind you on the seat of the chair. Place your left hand on your right thigh, and with the left hand placed on the right thigh, you're already turning just a little bit to the right. Now that might be enough of a twist for you if your back is achy. And just stay there in that real subtle twist and take a moment here, breathe evenly. If you can deepen the twist, take a moment to connect to your breath. And the next time you exhale, activate your abdomen to help you turn your rib cage, your shoulders, your neck, your head. Try to keep both legs a bit active, both feet pressing down. So you're not going to collapse to the side. You're stable through the legs. You're able to gently turn and hold in a way, in a place that you can stay there and you can breathe evenly, okay? And when you come out of this, you want to come out on an inhalation. As you inhale, turn to face forward. And then place your left hand behind you, right on the seat of the chair. Place your right hand on your left thigh. Sit up tall, and again, just assess if this is where you want to stay, then stay here. If you can, then when you exhale, turn through the rib cage a little bit more, your shoulders, your neck, your head. And then stay anchored, reestablish a sense of stability through the legs and the feet. Breathe here. And as you inhale, turn to face forward and come back to that seated cat-cow, but move a little bit less. Take it about 50% of your capacity. So as you exhale, round your spine. As you inhale, extend the spine, but real subtle, gentle movement. Again, moving with the breath, exhaling, contract, rounding, inhaling, lifting. And then come back to an upright position and then slide back on the seat of the chair. So you can lean back against the chair. Your hands can rest in your lap. I'm just going to turn to face you again. And we'll just take a moment to connect to how we're feeling now. So settle here. Let your hands rest. You can bring your gaze down towards the floor. Close your eyes if that's comfortable. And just take a moment to assess how you're feeling. Draw your awareness inward. And notice how your back feels, how your hips feel. Perhaps you feel a bit warmer in the back. Maybe you feel a little bit worked. Those muscles were working, but hopefully it's relieved any achiness, any crankiness. Allowing the body to rest and settle. Connect to the flow of your breath. Observe the flow of breath in and the flow of breath out. You can stay here resting, observing as long as you'd like. And when you are ready, you can open your eyes and relax. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care. Namaste.